Milind Deora, Shiv Sena MP, is joining us. He met the Prime Minister along with other MPs who were part of the multi-party delegation which travelled across the globe to set India's narrative right regarding Operation Sindoor. He's joining us live here on NDTV. Milind, really appreciate your time. We have been following your trip very closely. I've been looking at your tweets and your regular updates. You had a meeting with the Prime Minister as well, updating him of what really played out. Many would say it was a successful trip, and a lot of your personal connections and bonhomie with congressmen and which you have built over years was also playing out. So did this mission actually achieve what it set out for?
Firstly, thank you for having me on your show, Maria. I believe that every delegation, all 7 delegations that went to different parts of the world, achieved what they were intended for. And the reason I say that is many people were asking a question, for instance, for my delegation, why are you visiting Guyana? Why a country like Panama? And the same for delegations that visited African countries. The fact is that the Ministry of External Affairs and the government selected these countries very, very carefully. Most of these countries that were selected are already non-permanent members of the UN Security Council, are traditional friends and partners of India. Some countries, for instance, a country I visited called Colombia in South America, will become a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council next year. And visiting all these countries, multi-party delegation cutting across political parties, speaking in one voice against cross-border terrorism, has been received extremely well. Every country understands that Pakistan is a hub of terrorism, of radical terrorism, and countries appreciated that India is actually doing what is going to benefit the rest of the world, not just India or South Asia. Having said that, the delegations also talked about many other issues, going beyond South Asia, going beyond Asia, going beyond terrorism. We were able to talk on trade. We were able to talk on transfer of technology. We were able to talk about cultural exchanges between the people of India and the people of the respective country. We were able to talk about increasing exchanges between Indian parliamentarians and parliamentarians of that country. So we were able to connect with the Indian diaspora in many of these countries. So I have no doubt in my mind that the purpose of Operation Sindoor, the military part and the diplomatic part, were a roaring success. I wouldn't say a big success, they were a roaring success. And in that sense, they also brought India together to speak in one voice when it comes to cross-border terrorism and defending India's sovereignty and national security.
So this is a question from one young MP to another. The leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, has been, passing regular jibes against the Prime Minister. He has been questioning the ceasefire decision which was taken by the government. And he has been saying that this was some kind of surrender. Narendra surrender is the jibe that he has been hitting at. So, when you were in United States in particular, was that a question that was put before you all as well, as to why did India agree to a ceasefire, and what was the role of the United States?
Well, firstly, the domestic politics that was taking place in India, I don't think anyone internationally takes it seriously. Nobody in India takes it seriously. I don't think anyone internationally would do that. Nobody in any of the countries asked us about domestic politics. In fact, the message that they received was India speaking in one voice, that there are MPs and delegates cutting across all parties, across the political spectrum of India, all regions of India, all religions of India, all languages of India. So there was a message of unity internationally, not a message of division of politics. So that's a separate issue. As far as people making jibes and making comments, I've always believed that every party, opposition or treasury benches, have a right to ask the government questions. They have a right to demand accountability. They have a right to make suggestions. But it should be done in a constructive way that befits people's experience, their age, as you mentioned, the posts that they hold, not done in an immature way which reflects poorly not just on them or on the parties they represent, but on the country as a whole. But that said, people were very positive. Look, there's no comparison in any of these countries. especially in the United States, between India and Pakistan, firstly. So we didn't go there to seek any comparison. We didn't go there expecting any comparison. Neither did we go there to seek approval from anyone about our new doctrine that if we find a terror attack has been planned and executed by Pakistan, that we will respond very aggressively, surgically, in a non-escalatory manner. We went there just to state our position, to talk on issues beyond cross-border terrorism, as I mentioned, trade, cultural exchanges. And the response we received was very, very positive. We met heads of state, we met, you're right, we met members of parliament, or in the United States, senators. In a country like Colombia, they're called, in Panama, they're called deputies. We met legislators, we met members of the executive, we met journalists, we met think tanks. And across the board, people know that India is a completely different country as compared to Pakistan. Countries want India to grow, they want India to prosper. In fact, many countries that are kind of, especially in Latin America, that are facing pressure from two powers, believe that India could provide a third alternative to them that's peaceful, that's more reliable as a trading partner, as an investor. So I think it was a huge success, very positive. And I was very pleased to visit, out of the 5 countries, 2 countries that I've never visited before, Guyana and Colombia. I've been to the other 3 countries. And the United States is a country, of course, I know quite well. I've had the opportunity to live there, study there for 5 years. I visit the country very often. I have relations cutting across political parties in the United States. Whoever I was able to meet, I received a very, very favorable response from them about India's Prime Minister, about India's government, about India's economy, and more importantly, about the Indian people and the partnership that those countries enjoy with India.
Milind Deora, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.